When Undisputed released, they aimed to deliver a simulation-first approach to combat sports gaming. Recently, after a hotfix, one of its most innovative yet controversial features is the stamina system. Designed to mimic the physical and mental toll of a real boxing match, the system is supposed to play a pivotal role in placing fights and dictating strategy. However, despite its ambition, some of the community thinks the system is flawed. Complaints of it feeling inconsistent and punishing in ways that detract from the immersion and gameplay enjoyment. But before we get into my rebuttal, let's quickly go over how the stamina system actually works. The stam system is multifaceted, incorporating both short-term and long-term stamina mechanics. Short-term stam represents an immediate energy drain from actions such as punching. This used to regenerate quickly before the most recent hotfix, encouraging a more rock'em sock'em style of play. Now, after the update, players actually have to think before they throw. On the other hand, long-term stam determines how much short-term stam can regenerate, gradually decreasing with higher energy actions over the course of a fight and in between rounds. But now that you have a general idea of what the stam system is like, let's finally get into the public's opinion and my opinion. Starting off with, is stam drain too harsh? Now I'm gonna be honest, this debate to me personally makes no sense because I actually enjoy the stam fixes, right? I honestly think people are being a little too over dramatic. But the stam drain in Undisputed has sparked up this debate with many players and content creators criticizing it as overly harsh, particularly during the offensive exchanges in the pocket.
You lose a lot of stamina, and I think you lose too much stamina now when you throw power punches. I don't think you should gas this hard, especially in 8-round fights, like not 12, only 8 rounds, and you're gassing in 3 and 5.
Comparisons are often drawn to real life boxers like David Benavidez and Vasily Lomachenko, two boxers who can maintain a high pace, high output kind of style over the course of a 10 to 12 round bout without even getting tired. However, this perspective doesn't fully acknowledge the intentional game design choices that prioritize pacing, realism, and simulation depth over an arcade style. Like I said earlier, in my opinion, the current stam system does lean towards a more measured representation of IRL boxing cardio, highlighting the importance of pacing and decision making. Yes, it may seem a little unforgiving at first, but this approach mirrors how most elite boxers carefully manage their stam to conserve energy for the later rounds. A system that permits relentless aggression without significant stam taxes will undermine the sim nature of Undisputed and reduce the skill gap, enabling spammy tactics to dominate, just like the power punch spam we were introduced to on the release of the game. That said, there is room for refinement to ensure that the stam system feels fair without sacrificing its emphasis on strategy and actually having a think. The recent hotfix from SCI shows progress in the right direction, because it is a step, in my opinion. It's a step in the right direction. I don't care what nobody says, it is a step. In these combat sports games, sim is often looked at as slow and smart, but realistically, it's about 1, mimicking the fighter that you're using to his or her era life counterpart, and 2, actually using knowledge to outsmart your opponent. Take Joe Calzaghe versus Roy Jones Jr. for example. Something that King Juice explained to me as Calzaghe beating that boy Roy ass. Ooh, that rhymes. Joe had multiple moments within a fight where he felt it, aka the adrenaline rush.
Very difficult to just take pleasure from the start tall down like that. Calzaghe showboating in the center of the ring with Jones now, and he's not fazed by what happened in round 1, and that he can swap.
One adjustment that could satisfy both critics and defenders like me of the current stam system is fine-tuning stam calls for specific actions. For example, reducing the strain for fundamental punches like jabs that will make the tool more reliable for offensive pace without punishing the stam. More energy intensive strikes such as hooks, uppercuts, body shots, and etc. should retain their current high stam cost to emphasize their power and high risk, high reward nature. Fighters who use combinations tactically, who use that in and out style, kind of like Bivol, they use it, you know, within burst of the fight, like Joe Calzaghe, could recover stam at a slightly higher rate than those who indiscriminately throw strikes. This will reward intelligent gameplay and maintain the sim integrity of the stam mechanic while alleviating concerns about the perceived limitations on offense. The stam system in Undisputed isn't a flaw as much as it is a deliberate design choice, one that challenges players to think beyond a simple aggression and develop a nuanced approach to energy management. Through more adjustment and updates, I actually think SCI has the potential to not only create a stam mechanic that appeals to a broader audience, but also a good game while retaining its realistic foundation. Now, the biggest problem in Undisputed that most people talk about, and most people, you know, I agree with them, is the punch tracking.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness, this is bad. This is really bad.
Me just being honest. This game has a lot of work to be done, and you know, just being honest with you, when you have a lot of people's money, you have no days off. So you guys need to keep working. Don't take no days off. Continue to work, because you delivered a service and a product that is incomplete and not ready for the general public. So go back to work.
It remains the most glaring gameplay flaw, and it leads to unrealistic exchanges. Players frequently encounter situations where punches appear to glide off an opponent's head or body without landing cleanly, even when the fighter's position and angle suggests they should. This inconsistency not only breaks immersion, but also disrupts the flow of matches, making it difficult to rely on precise timing and spacing. Fighters with fast hands like Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali lose their edge in these online matches when punches fail to connect as intended, diminishing their effectiveness in the ring. A simple solution to this would be just to tighten the hit dissection system by improving the accuracy of hitboxes for both fighters and their gloves. SCI could implement an adaptive tracking system that adjusts based on a fighter's movement and positioning in real time with their target without overcompensating the other mechanics in the game. Alright, I think it's pretty simple to me, but let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? I really want to hear. As always, use the comment section as a discussion forum. Also, join the Discord if you have not already. Click the link in the description, jmma.com. Join the Discord, all right, because we have conversations like this on the regular, daily, and it's kind of fun doing this. But anyways, again, let me know down below in the comment section what do you guys think. It's been Jay. Do something productive with your day. Beating your meat is not productive. Love you guys. And